Thank you.
Thank you very much, our man of the day, Vamwanoti ED, that's event director, Mr. Makutuya. You know, I'm very spiritual. Ndakaenda kuhondo. Saka ndikasamboimba shairi racho haringauyi zvakanaka. Tinoti Ebeneza nesuwo tiri munyasha zvairema zvichirwadza asi Jehovha watsapano. Hallelujah. I'm excited. Let me first of all thank in a special way our ministers who are here with us this morning despite other competing programs. We have here the Minister of Industry and Commerce, Honorable Mangaliso Dlovu. Honorable Minister, we are happy that you are here. These SMEs and cooperatives, what government is doing is to support them so that they will eventually grow. And you are going to witness SMEs who have been supported by government, and because of their resilience, they will be graduating from medium enterprises to corporate Zimbabwe companies. We are here to hear from you. How do you want the SMEs to be feeding into the big corporate companies, and how can they get there? I would like to thank Masibanda, Masigede, the youngest of the ministers we have in cabinet, the Minister of Information, Communication, Technology, Postal and Courier Services, Honorable Tatenda Mawetera, who is here to make us understand the importance of embracing digital skills. We do not want our SMEs, our women out there, to be left out. If they are not given digital technology, if they don't adopt digital technology, you will be automatically be discriminated. And she's here. She has been given that job by the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa, to make sure that all of us, we have the digital skills. And she will talk to us about that. Let me salute Politburo and ZANU-PF members who are here. This is the members coming from the ruling party. We are deployed cadres and we implement the policies which come from there. So we are very grateful that you are here. Let me also salute my deputy ministers. You see, Murugita Basarnoshkisa, we are here because of you. I'm here because of you. Everyone who is here matters. You have been playing a very critical role. And President Varkuzona Basara Murkuita, we are one of the three ministries in government. Vakapu are two my deputy ministers. Kutitigo kusevai. Saka ndroda kuremekeza deputy minister wangu we women affairs, community, small and medium enterprises, Dr. Jennifer Mkhyanga. Varipo ere vanga vasikuzwa zvakanaka asi tinawo in spirit tinawo nezuro. Then tikanzi na president munoda umwe deputy minister wechidiki andinomhanyisa because ndomhanya asi makumbo akutaura zvaanotaura. Saka takapiwa umwe deputy minister, Honorable Kiven Mutimbenyoka. Simkai vakone. Ndimi muri kuita kuti Zimbabwe indengendeke. Musazvitarisire pasi. This is why the president will be here tomorrow with us. And this is why today we've said, please go into these panels. Let's talk about the success stories This Indaba is not about complaints or something, but let's talk about success stories also. Let's talk about the challenges. Honorable Deputy Mhlanga is here. Thank you, Honorable Deputy Mhlanga. I am very happy to see that we work very closely with our parliament, and we do have our thematic committee chair, who is with us, the portfolio chair on Women Affairs, Community, Small and Medium Enterprises Development. Our chairperson is none other than Honorable Gertrude Mutandi. We thank you for the support. The thematic committee on Gender and Development chairperson, Honorable Senator Ndebele. Then the thematic committee on Sustainable Development Goals chairperson, Honorable Senator Chief Siansale. As women of parliament, we get a lot of support. We work closely with them, and we do have the chairperson of the Zimbabwe's Women Parliamentary Caucus, Chairperson Honorable Senator Mboa. We thank you for being here. We thank other members of parliament who are here together with us. Our Secretary for Women Affairs, Community, Small and Medium Enterprises Development, who have been working tirelessly with the whole staff, Honorable Dr. Mavis Sibanda. We salute you and other permanent secretaries who may be here. I know I would have wanted to go through the whole list, but I see Mr. Magutuya looking at me and said, you gave me a job, and so let me take instructions from my MC to say, I want to ride on all those protocols already observed. I will mention a few who I think is very, very important. Your Excellency, Ambassador of the Republic of India, we are very grateful. We work very closely with you, Ambassador, and you have been putting a lot of effort to make sure that our SMEs benchmark. India has done extremely well in uplifting the population, the citizens of its country, starting from micro, small, and medium enterprises. And when we told the ambassador that we are organizing this inaugural meeting of Indaba of SMEs and cooperatives, he said, I will get somebody from the ministry to talk to us. And that special guest is here, who will be talking to us tomorrow when the president comes to talk to us. So we are very grateful that you are here. Thank you very much. Cooperatives, SMEs, you are so structured. I always tell the president that your people are so structured, Your Excellency. You are so organized. It's not surprising that we are where we are as a country, that the GDP of the country is growing exponentially. It is actually one of the fastest growing economy in Africa, maybe next to Ethiopia. And all this is happening because of you, micro, small, and medium enterprises and our cooperatives. So we are very grateful that you are all here today. Our development partners have been mentioned. Let me go straight to my presentation so that we can quickly move to the next stage. So it is my great honor and privilege to address you at this inaugural National Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises and Cooperatives in Indaba, which is being held under the theme I quote, Towards Vision 2030, Building and Enabling Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises in Cooperative Ecosystems, unquote. I extend my sincere appreciation to all of you, the delegates, those who are coming from government, the private sector, financial institutions, development partners, academia, local authorities, and entrepreneurs. We thank you for your commitment to advance the development of Zimbabwe's MSMEs and cooperative sector. Ladies and gentlemen, the significance of this gathering is reinforced by the increasing global recognition of MSMEs and cooperatives as key drivers of inclusive economic development. According to the World Bank, the sector accounts for about 90% of all businesses. It generates more than half of global employment and contributes up to 40% of GDP in emerging economies. Across Africa, they contribute over 50% of GDP in many countries and provide more than 80% of employment. Talking about our own country here, Zimbabwe's experience, therefore, reflects that global reality that is empowering MSMEs and cooperatives. This is essential for achieving that inclusive and sustainable economic growth. Against this global backdrop, this Indaba, ladies and gentlemen, comes at a defining moment as Zimbabwe embarks on implementing an NDS2. The transformation of SMEs and cooperatives must remain central to our efforts towards achieving Vision 2030. Your role in driving industrialization, expanding financial inclusion, and strengthening supply chains is underscored by statistics which show that this sector contributes, and let me be very clear, this sector, which is here today, is contributing over 70%, 60%, sorry, of the gross domestic product. Ihomwe hurumende, 60% iri kubva kwamuri. Wona kuti pachine munhu ari kutarisira SME pasi, zvingaita here izvozvo? Muri kuita basa rakanaka, ndosaka president vasiya zvese zvavari kuita, basa ravo rakawanda zvikuru, asi vati mangwana ndinemi, ndigokukudzai, ndigokutendai. You are doing a great job. And I just want to say, as the Ministry of Women Affairs, Community, Small and Medium Enterprises, in his astute leadership, the president put everything in one ministry. And I want to say to the women out there, you are playing your role. You are the architects of the economic development of this country. Out of these SMEs who are putting 60% to the GDP, 56% are women-owned businesses. The growth of SME sector has transformed Zimbabwe's productive landscape. Small-scale farmers produce the bulk of the country's agricultural output, including more than 70% of its over 145,000 tobacco farmers, while small-scale miners, ndosaka ndafara ndaona Deputy Minister Fred Moyo, vanoziva zvemining, ishasha, varipiko. I was so happy when I saw him, because sometimes we don't put recognition where it should be put. When Zimbabwe is proud of a record production of gold of 51 tons, from a mere 20 tons, today we are at 51 tons as a country. And financially we are now stable. Our currency is stable because it's anchored on that gold. And 60% of that gold is being mined by SMEs. And our Deputy Minister will be here to acknowledge that fact. Thank you so much, Deputy Minister of Mines and Minerals Development, for coming. SMEs are really doing extremely well in manufacturing. They are doing extremely well in import substitution, and they are exporting also. There is a lot of exporting which is happening in the SMEs. I have talked so much about SMEs, and cooperatives are beginning to say, Minister, where are we? You are that sector which has grown impressively, with over 10,800 registered cooperatives representing nearly 3 million cooperators. These are members coming across sectors such as housing, agriculture, fisheries, manufacturing, and finance. And this is inclusive. It's in line with the Zimbabwe's president's mantra, not to leave anyone or any place behind. The cooperative model has become a key vehicle for promoting inclusive participation, especially of women, youth, and persons with disabilities. through grassroots enterprises. Mikando, anamai vari kuita zvinoshamisa imi nemikando. Mhuri dziri kubudirira. Kapenda fish in this country, 80% of all the kapenda which we like, fish dziadza dzinodyiwa dzakatarisa maziso. I want to tell you that 80% of that kapenda fish is being fished by cooperatives. And advancement of financial inclusion through savings and cooperatives and credit cooperatives. To further develop this sector, an enabling ecosystem that allows enterprises to innovate. Vashamisi Minister varipano ve-ICT. Vanonga vachitiudza. We want to expand. We want to grow. We want to compete domestically. We don't want just to compete domestically. We want to go regional. We want to go international. We want to leverage on what the government is doing. You all know that the president is going to be the chairman of COMESA. And also we are a member of African Continental Free Trade Area. We want the products you make that they are exported. And we'll be having Zimtrade and many other people here talking to us about these issues. Yes, such transformation demands a supportive ecosystem. Ndosaka tauya pano, tishande nemunhu wese, mabhanga ari pano, Zimra iri pano. Hatidi kuti vanhu vedu vatadze kuformalize vachitya Zimra. Zimra basa rayo ndere kucollecta revenue kuti nyika ibudirire. Saka isusu tikaita compliant zvinotiitira zvakanaka. Veprazi vari pano vachataura nemi nokuti tinodawo kuti matenda anopuhwa nehurumende aendewo kuma micro, small and medium enterprises. Vari pano vachange vachitaura nesu. Tinoda kuti this Indaba clearly presents an opportunity to identify practical solutions. This Indaba is there so that we actually strengthen financial literacy. Varipo ma microfinance, varipo ma bank governments, medical empower, women microfinance bank, pozoita ma commercial banks amanzwa PS wangu achitaura, vari kushanda nehurumende vachishanda nesu, vakaona kuti imi ndimi mune mari, ndiko kune mari uko. Zvakanzi newe stock exchange, taingotarisa ma big companies aiwa. Takuya ne-stock exchange yekuti ma-SMEs vaito access capital markets. Murukugona. So we are here to stimulate that innovative financing mechanisms. We are here to make sure there's improved credit. We are here for mentorship, business development services, and improved market access also to complement that finance. Yes, the platform also presents with an opportunity to learn from regional and international experience in enterprise development. I attended one cooperative conference in Kenya and Qatar, and I listened to the representative of Indian government when he spoke about the cooperatives, what they have done. And this is why I'm here, happy that, Ambassador, you have brought us the expert to talk to us. We really want our people to learn. Benchmarking is very, very important. I'm also glad we have delegates from SADC. SADC as a region, we want to be able to export from there, in the region. Let's trade among ourselves. We do not want our people to make products and not be able to sell them. We are happy that SADC executive has sent a director for us. The International Cooperative Alliance, cooperatives, they are very much alive. And government recognizes them. It is my ministry which registers them. It is my ministry which comes up when there is dispute resolution. So we all want to work together. This Indaba will also strengthen public-private partnership because we know that will take us a long, long way. Technology and innovation. I won't spend a lot of time. The minister is here. But you know that it is the determinant of the future. Future competitiveness of our enterprise depends on AI and other digital technologies. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, sustainable enterprises, the development depends on stronger linkages between MSMEs, cooperatives, and larger corporations. This is why you see the Minister of Industry and Commerce is here, and we are very grateful that he will talk to us as to how we can strengthen that ecosystem. And the regulatory environment, we come up with policies when we talk to you. Government don't come up with policies on their own. This is why we have got a lot of stakeholder consultations, and this is an opportunity for you to speak. This is your government, and I always say, semwana wehondo, nyika ino dai iri company inonzi Zimbabwe, we are all equal shareholders. There's no one who is more important than the other. This is our country together. So, yes, while we reflect on the issues before us, one message is clear: building and enabling MSMEs and cooperative ecosystem is a shared responsibility. And I want to say, at all platforms, even in government, at cabinet level, just yesterday, we had a cabinet committee on financial status of the country, where the president was chairing, and SMEs, cooperatives was the word. And so you are that important. So, yes, let's move together. I therefore look forward to recommendations that will emerge from this Indaba. Nasi musatize, garai mumapanel, ndimo muchabuda zvinhu zvatichataurira chef president kana vauya mangwana, kuti ndo zvabva kune vana venyu president, vanokudai, vanokurespektai, vanoziva kuti munokosha. Saka tinotarisira kuti zvinobuda nhasi zvese zvinotibatsira tese. We need collective commitment. It's not about the ministry alone. It's a whole government approach. That's why you see a lot of ministries are here, a lot of our ministers are here. So let's work together. Tibudirire zvakanyanya. Allow me to thank our distinguished sponsors, partners, exhibitors. Ndatindichuya ndichiona panzapo. Mazona vere maminister edu kuti vana venyu vari kushanda. The exhibitions are very impressive. So I want to thank the exhibitors. And let's do whatever we are doing. Criticism, yakanaka zvakare. Asi yakanaka kana iri constructive criticism. Saka kana paine chatinokanganisa, kana paine chamunokanganisa ngachitaurwe zvakanaka. Tauya pano kuti tizovaka ukama hwakanaka hwatiri kuti MSMEs and cooperatives ecosystem. May our discussions, therefore, be characterized by openness, innovation, and proffer practical solutions. Pane vanongonakidzwa nekutaura problem chakachakati, aiwa, proffer solutions. When you proffer solutions, we take them seriously as government, and that will help us in coming up with a regulatory framework which will make us succeed. Ndinoda kukudza nekukutendai kuti mauya mabva kwakasiyana siyana. It's a big commitment. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. May we continue to give a rousing round of applause until she gets to her seat. Thank you so much for setting the scene, for giving that encouragement. And we certainly look forward to those deliberations. Ndiomukana watapiwa kuti ngatitaurei. Kana paine zviri kunetsa tozvitaura zviri kunetsa, kana tiine mafungiro atinofunga kuti anogona kuvandudza mamiriro ezvinhu tomataurawo paindaba ino ndosaka taunganidzwa. Kugovernment kune inonzi whole of government approach inoreva kuti imi sema-MSME mune ministry yenyu, asi pane kwamuchada kuzopiwawo malicense, pane vamwe kwamuchada kutengawo data, muchiti todawo data rakachipa, toda internet inofaya, toda kuti business redu ridai. Saka ndosaka maminister acho ese ari panapa. And we have in our midst, as I did acknowledge earlier, the Honorable Minister of Information, Communication, Technology, Postal and Courier Services. At this juncture, allow me to invite her to the podium to give us a presentation on empowering MSMEs and cooperatives through ICT innovation and digital inclusion. Honorable Mavetera, may we please give a round of applause. Vachiuya kuzotaura maringe nezve ICT nemasaisai netechnology.
Thank you very much, Director of Ceremonies, and Zimunon's ED. Maybe let me remove this. Thank you. Thank you very much. Allow me to observe all the protocols. as guided by the MC for the day, our ED for the day. Let me recognize the Honorable Minister, Honorable Minister Muchangwa, and Masigede Foot. Let me recognize you, Pam Soroi. Let me also recognize the Honorable Minister of Industry and Commerce, Honorable Mangaliso, and again, Honorable Deputy Ministers who are here present from the Ministry of Women Affairs, and again from the Ministry of Mines and the Permanent Secretary. Let me say all protocol observed. It is a profound honor to join you at this inaugural and historic meeting. We gather under the inspiring and audacious theme towards Vision 2030, building and enabling SMEs and cooperatives ecosystem. This theme is not just timely, it is a declaration. It reminds us that the journey towards an upper middle income economy by 2030 will not be driven by government alone. It will be driven by people like you here today. People that are empowered, entrepreneurs, resilient cooperatives, innovative young people, women farmers, artisans, men in the digital creation, and also a lot of other opportunities. You are one of the most critical components of this economy. My task this morning, which I've been assigned by the Honorable Minister Mchangwa, is to connect the engine of your enterprise to the fuel of our age, ICTs, innovation, and digital inclusion. In the grand tapestry of our national economy, if large corporations are the strong, bold strokes, then you, the SMEs and cooperatives, are the millions of intricate, colorful threads that give the tapestry its true texture, resilience, and its soul. The numbers speak for themselves, like what the Honorable Minister said, that you contribute 60% of the GDP, and you sustain livelihoods for more than 70% of our workforce, the majority being women and the youth. Let there be no doubt that there is no Vision 2030 without you, the SMEs sector. Honorable Minister, this word, we are used to SMEs. So when the M comes in, then it becomes quite a challenge. And as we gather here today, one truth stands above all, that the future does not belong to the biggest businesses. It belongs to the most innovative. Innovation is no longer optional. Digital transformation is no longer a luxury. Our President, His Excellency Dr. Indaba always says, "Nyika inovakwa neve nevayo." A country is built by its own. So therefore, we know very well, kuti venevayo ndiani? You are the venevayo, and the bricks and mortar that build Vision 2030. Today, a smartphone is no longer a simple communication device. It is a bank, a classroom, a market, an office, a factory, or even an export platform. You need to understand that now with a phone, you can be able to do anything that you might imagine or that you might want to do, even outside your office. This is why we're always, every single day, speaking about digital inclusion, which has actually become economic inclusion. Digital transformation is the great equalizer. ICT gives the smallest rural enterprise the same access to markets, finance, and knowledge as the largest corporation. Our vision is rooted in the President's philosophy of leaving no one and no place behind, which applies to making sure that we are able to firstly provide for connectivity in each and every area in Zimbabwe. Technology must not widen inequality, but it must reduce inequality. This is not merely a technological agenda. It is a social justice agenda, an economic empowerment agenda, and a national development agenda. Bill Gates once said, and I quote, "The first rule of any technology used in a business is to make sure that automation makes it more efficient, and magnifies the efficiency. The second is that automation applied to an inefficient operation will magnify the inefficiency. So our policy is not simply to digitize our businesses. It is to empower you to build high growth enterprises and make sure that ICTs amplify your business 1,000-fold. So I'm going to speak into the various pillars that we have in enabling the digital ecosystem. I talked about connectivity. As Zimbabwe, we have realized that there is need for us to make sure that we provide for connectivity. I've mentioned that before. And make sure that this becomes the rails of our digital economy. So we have been able to deploy, just this last quarter I presented in Cabinet on Tuesday, just this last quarter, the first quarter of 2026, we've managed to deploy 379 base stations, meaning that we need to continuously be able to complement the work that you do by making sure that we avail for connectivity. We also then presented that we are working on fiber to home initiatives where we are providing for connectivity through fixed internet. And there you can also be able to realize that at the same time, we're also talking about fixed telephone. So we have got the likes of companies like Tel1, which has also enhanced its fiber. Net1, Tel1, sorry, I then presented again on Monday to say that Tel1 is also advanced in this first quarter. They've increased their fiber connection with 4,000 kilometers. So it really shows that we want to reach out to every corner by providing for connectivity. We also provided for free Wi-Fi hotspots, where we are deploying free Wi-Fi hotspots strategically in various rural business centers, schools, and community meeting points. These are going to be catalysts for your business innovation, and we believe that this has to be done right at the grassroots. Number two, we're working on digital skills and human capital development. The greatest investment in the 21st century is not machines, it is in people. As Nelson Mandela profoundly stated, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Today, digital education is the most powerful tool for transforming economies. We have various initiatives, and I'm glad that the Honorable Minister of Women Affairs has been very much forthcoming in making sure that we avail these skills, mostly to you, the SMEs. So what we have done is on the digital skills program, we have got the DigiTrack initiative, which is a track which moves across all places in Zimbabwe. There are various tracks, it's not only one, but it's a DigiTrack, which then goes to various provinces to make sure that we equip our people with digital skills. We also have got digital skill centers which are dotted across Zimbabwe, mainly at our post offices. And again, now we are building what we call we are calling them containerized ICT hubs. So these are places that we believe are able to make sure that we avail digital skills to all of you. And again, on our digital centers, we are also making sure that at these places you'll be able to receive digital skills training. We want to thank His Excellency, our President, Dr. Idi Mnangagwa. On the 13th of March, he launched the National Artificial Intelligence Strategy, where we believe that we need to fuse innovation with small businesses. Therefore, on this one, what we are doing again is now we are working on a program that we are going to be launching on the 27th of July. And this program will start from the 27th of July to the 2nd of August. And this program is called the AI Grand Challenge. On the AI Grand Challenge, this is an initiative where we believe that people can be able to come up with various applications which embed artificial intelligence. And we believe that the National AI Strategy, as it was launched, this is also going to be assisting us on a roadmap on how we can adopt artificial intelligence. AI is not an abstract concept, it is intensely practical. Therefore, we need to see how you as SMEs will be able to use artificial intelligence in modernizing your businesses. We believe that now. I know a lot of you use ChatGPT, and munomashandisa ChatGPT, munoshandisa vana DeepSeek, and munomashandisa vese vavo. Nana Canva. Right now, we expect you, as we progress using ICTs, you start making sure that you create a platform where you can market your goods online. And on that same time, it's important kuti chaita zviya zvakudhara zvataiziva zvokuti munhu anoenda achinofamba nzendo dzakawanda. Iye zvino unongoenda digital center pedu, woenda ipapo unoshandisa kana usina a smartphone, you can then be able to go digital centers ipapo, woenda wonosvika wonoshandisa digital centers iwawo kuti uwane connectivity, because connectivity inenge iri for free. Wadaro wochikwanisa kutsvaga vanhu vari kuda kuva vachitora zvauri kutengesa. So we need to move from the physical markets and have digital markets. Zimbabwe products deserve global markets. ICT allows us to be able to make sure that mai vari kubhinga uko, kana vari kwamutoko, kana vari kugokwe chaiko, kunobva Senator Mbowa, munobva mongoenda ikoko, moenda munotengesa zvinhu zvenyu, muchanidha kuya kuno kwaHarare. Wakungotaurira vanhu koko kuti inini ndine chakati chandiri kutengesa, ende mabuyers acho unotokwanisa kutomawana ipapo. So critically, digital inclusion also means financial inclusion. Digital payment systems, the likes of EcoNet, EcoCash, NetPay, Mukuru, I'm sure we're also using those platforms. We are also using Inbox, to just mention a few. All these platforms as well are also assisting us in digital payments, where we believe that we can unlock loans for informal businesses, and also they are a vital bridge to formalization. And again, there is need for us to look into opportunities that also come with the inclusion of ICTs. There are a lot of opportunities that would come for you to even consider businesses in supplying what you think is quite critical to the development of ICTs. Now you can talk about electronic gadgets, which we believe is also another opportunity that is also available for you SMEs. And again, as I conclude, I would say, as Minister of ICT, we believe that the greatest risk in the digital age is not that technology changes too quickly, but it's about how people are able to adopt. So adoption of technology is quite key for us. So we're working together, the Ministry of Women Affairs, to make sure that we'll be able to avail digital skills to all of you. Right now, AI skills are very much needed, and the 1.5 million coding program that we have, where we want to create coders, we believe that you as SMEs, you also need to also participate in that charge. I believe that today we have been given an opportunity for us to interact with you and find out what you think we can do better. In terms of connectivity, ndakatovataurirao ndikati tinofanira kuti titsvage package yakananganawo nema-MSMEs, anditi data bundle rakangochipawo rinoitawo kuti mukwanise kuaccessa Wi-Fi nenguva yakafanira. So we are working on various packages that we are going to be launching from the 15th of August with all our telco players, which are relevant to my SMEs, various categories of our society, including our schools, including our various sectors of the economy that we have. So we believe that this has to be a collaborative agenda, that we work together, you tell us what you think we can do better, and we work together so that at least we achieve a Vision 2030. Nyika inovakwa nevene vayo, a country is built by its own. Imimi vene venyika contribute on the ICT sector. I so submit. Thank you.
Thank you very much to the Honorable Minister. Pawauya panapa isitrukuya nemapepa, Minister waya nemapepa, PS tanchitaura nemapepa, iwo ane gadgets. Zvinova zvameka sense kuti zveshuwa ndo kuti ICT ikoko. We look forward to those fantastic things that you spoke about, the AI Grand Challenge, the packages being rolled out from 15 August, mazvinzwira mega, satenta katarisira kuti tienda mberi uku, zvinhu zvinge zvakatinakira. Alongside the Honorable Minister of ICT, we also have the Minister of Industry and Commerce, building competitive industrial value chains, positioning SMEs as catalysts for sustainable industrial development. That is the topic of his presentation. May we please put our hands together for the Honorable Minister, Mangaliso Ndlovu. Avechidiki vari kuoneka kuti magadgets eshuwa ndo avo isusu tine technology vari kufamba netechnology. Honorable Minister, over to you.
Thank you very much, Program Director, Events Director, I'm told. Honorable Minister Mtsangwa, thank you for inviting industry here to interact with our MSMEs and cooperatives. Honorable Tatenda, I've got a small confession. I've got a small farm, and I have 10 workers, so I'm a small player there. I'm coming on the 15th for the launch. Honorable Deputy Ministers here present, Permanent Secretary, Dr. Sbanda, Excellency, Ambassador of India. The protocols are very long. Please don't feel offended. I'm sure if I observe all protocols as recognized by our program director, everyone will be duly recognized. I had a very long presentation, but I am supposed to compress it to about 5 minutes to give you 5 more minutes to interact with us, because in the next session where we are going, the President has already arrived in Parliament. But I had said I'm sending someone. I want to tell you what happens. When someone is your mother, they can send you a message at 10 p.m. and say, "Apana zwakadaro. Tomorrow you are coming." That's why I'm here. Honorable Minister, I don't take lightly this invitation, this opportunity to interact with our very important contributors to our economy. These are not numbers we are just throwing, colleagues. I'm sure we take time to go through economic reports as they are presented, because when we realize how important we are to the economy, I'm sure even policymakers will take you seriously. And I'm happy that today you set up a very good team. I like seeing Moyo here because most of what I will talk about relates to mining. I'm not too sure if we'll be able to move together. Who is moving with the slides? Oh, okay, Zinanga. It's going to be a bit fast. Briefly on the outline, I just highlight here, I'll start with really what binds us together is that as a country, we have a common vision, Vision 2030, and its implementing pillars led by NDS2 and various other policies that are there. Then I'll move to the global context. Again, I'll be very brief on this. I'll touch a bit on the industrialization policy as well as the local content strategy, which I believe these are essential policy documents that even the MSMEs need to take note of. Then I'll touch a bit on value addition, which includes mineral value addition and beneficiation, agro-processing. And then I'll move to the linkages between SMEs and larger corporates. I'll have a footnote about the importance of quality standards as well as technology. I don't think I can ever talk about technology better than Honorable Mavetera. Then I'll move to conclusion. Colleagues, our trajectory, our transition to Vision 2030 means that as a country we can no longer rely on exporting raw commodities, but rather we need to build industries that process, that manufacture, and that create decent employment. And this is what Vision 2030 is all about. This is what NDS2 priorities are all about. And the core principle is that sustainable development demands value addition processing resources, manufacturing competitive products, and building industries that retain economic value. I will move on just to highlight a few observations that we are seeing, which we believe as MSMEs we need to take cognizance of. Firstly, the issue of technology. Minister Mawetera says the challenge is not how fast technology changes, but whether we are adapting and adopting to the changes. There's an interesting story where Nokia says, we thought we did everything right, but still we failed. Now, in emerging economies, small to medium enterprises are drivers of innovation, are drivers of technology adoption, are the pillars that large corporates rely on for breakthrough technologies. This is the conversation that I hope in the next few days MSMEs gathered here will elevate, because one of the outcomes will be to say, how do we, first in the region and in the continent, lead in technological advancement? So we are seeing this as redefining the global economy, Industry 4.0, the green energy transition. We have a rare opportunity in Zimbabwe where we have perhaps the largest resource that will shape the future in battery energies through the lithium mining that we are having. Are we as MSMEs identifying opportunities to be part of that value chain? Again, when you look at the geopolitical realignment, where international supply chains are being reconfigured, nations that produce and process locally continue to hold strategic advantage. And again, the opportunities that are being availed through the African Continental Free Trade Area, and more importantly, through COMESA, which we will be hosting, and as Zimbabwe, we will be the chairperson for the next year. How are we transforming this rare opportunity that President Iti Mnangagwa is offering us? His leadership is being recognized in the continent and globally. How are we transforming this as MSMEs to our business advantage? We say, therefore, competitiveness is no longer defined by resource abundance. It is defined by productivity, by innovation, and the ability to manufacture and produce locally, thereby capturing value. Let me touch briefly on the industrial development policy and the local content strategy. Our policy, which we will be launching on the 5th of August, so I will not speak much to it, except to highlight that it is very much about SMEs. It speaks to deepening value chains and beneficiation across all sectors. It speaks to promoting technological upgrading and industrial modernization. And it speaks to strengthening industrial linkages between large firms and SMEs. There is a specific pillar dedicated to these linkages. And again, it speaks to expanding participation in regional and global value chains. We should not look at Zimbabwe in isolation. MSMEs that aspire to grow should look at the region and beyond and say, how do we penetrate these markets and capture the market there? The local content strategy, I think this, Honourable Minister, we need to set a team that includes MSMEs, because we are already in discussion with Treasury to reward those manufacturing companies that are utilizing local resources in their manufacturing processes. And there will be a grading system that we have developed, a digital system, where you are able to upload your production processes, including your raw materials. If you meet certain thresholds, you will be able to trigger certain fiscal incentives, including tax breaks. The higher you localize your production, the more incentives you'll be getting. So we are saying local content is where a big corporate is procuring raw materials from small to medium enterprises. Local content is where small enterprises are going into micro and say, I need these raw materials, ndikatirima raw materials aya. As a country, if we are able to support at each stage our production processes, this economy will be unassailable in terms of its growth. I'm going to touch on one classical example, which I know Honorable Fred Moyo here can speak more eloquently about. This is on mineral value addition and beneficiation. The story of decisive policy making. We took a stance to say, enough is enough. We are seeing the rate of extraction of our lithium and the snail pace of transitioning into value addition. And the president said to the minister, I need to hear that these have been stopped, the export of raw lithium. Colleagues, the minister was telling us yesterday in the committee that Honorable Mtsangwa spoke to, that while we have reduced the export of lithium, the value has more than doubled that has come to the country. The first quarter 2021 earnings of lithium exports were $84 million US. With such a massive reduction, and the first export of lithium sulfate, first export by an African country outside Africa is done by Prospect Lithium, a Zimbabwean company, because there is a decisive policy made by the president. Look at where we are standing. First quarter, we've exported $178 million US worth. But here is the story that I think should be challenging us here. Let's go to the next slide. MSMEs listening to this story should be wondering, this 178 million, where do I feature? How can I be a part of this story? So we're just teasing to say, these are some of the areas that you can look into. Obviously, there are reagents and chemicals that are needed. Construction and civil works, we have our Manise here providing the raw material. But we need to see our own people saying we have engineers, we are an educated country. We are going to provide the civil works as we are expanding. Equipment maintenance, packaging and logistics, laboratory and testing services, environmental, these are just but a few that we are seeing opportunities being opened by President Edi Mnangagwa through his policies of saying that whatever wealth we have as a country, let's make sure it benefits the majority of our people. Before we export it, let it create downstream and upstream industries. So I'm going to move a bit fast in the next slides because we were saying the story does not end with lithium in the mines and mineral value addition. Chrome and platinum, the same story obtains because again, exporting chrome ore has been banned and we are looking at deepening our value addition. And this can best be driven by our SMEs. PGMs, again, the same story. There are numbers there. I might not spend time on these. Gold beneficiation. Oh, I think, Honourable Minister, this is one area you might want to really sit with Kambamura, because that's a sector captured by SMEs, to say how do we deepen the benefits that accrue to them. They are producing more gold than the large corporates. But maybe as you go upstream in the processing and value addition, your presence becomes less and less. Yet that is where there is greater value. Let me touch on the importance of strategic importance of industrial linkages. The next slide. Are you sure we are still together? Right. Strengthening linkages between micro and small enterprises, between small and medium enterprises, and medium and large corporates, or any other player in these nodes is very critical in any economy. This is where we can deepen our technological transfer. In most big corporates, especially in mature economies, you will find that high-tech services are provided by small to medium enterprises to large corporates. Through these linkages, again, we have skills development. In this country, we have a president who is forward-looking, who is modernizing our universities. The question is, are we tapping into these innovation hubs that are in our tertiary institutions? Enterprise graduation, I'm happy that the minister spoke to this, that this will be happening tomorrow. And again, communities are then able to benefit from these linkages. I was going to spend time, Honorable Minister, on what we call local enterprise development and community economic empowerment trusts, building district SME supply chains. We spent a whole day in Kadoma together. Thank you so much for spending time there. That is a program that we are opening up, and this will be really spearheaded by SMEs. Where you have large mining corporates, large agriculture corporates in your areas where you're operating, how are we getting into the mainstream supply chains? I always speak of the Northeastern Highlands, in Triangle, Tonga Toilet, the largest employer yet after government, employing the whole ecosystem, employs between 24 to 26,000 people. The last time I checked, even PPE work suits were coming from Harare. And I was saying, where are the MSMEs? Where are the SMEs to take advantage and say, we are going to build industries here in Chirezi? We are going to provide the tools that you need for you to maintain your equipment. Your tractors that are working here are going to be serviced here. These are local supply chains that will create growth in our MSMEs. So our seats, our community economic enterprise trusts are all about this. But because of time, I'm going to brush through, and I will leave this presentation. Hopefully in between we'll find time to interact and respond to the questions. I'll have to move. SME linkages in the manufacturing sector. Let's go to that. Again, we look at our local content strategy as quite critical in creating strong linkages between our MSMEs and the manufacturing sector. Through our inputs, our raw materials, we source most of raw materials in the manufacturing sector coming from the MSMEs. There is what we call manufacturing for manufacturing, where raw materials in large corporates have to be manufactured by mostly small to medium enterprises, manufacturing for the large corporates. Consumables and certain services, again, in the main, these are offered by MSMEs, and we need to create these strong linkages. Honourable Minister, before I came here this morning, I convened a meeting because I was challenged yesterday in the committee. So I had a committee that comprised the Ministry of Health, that comprised MCAS, NatFarm, and the manufacturers of pharmaceutical products. Because the president gave us $10 million for NatFarm to procure drugs manufactured in Zimbabwe. Colleagues, if there is one thing that I am not relenting on, is to make sure that government procurement prioritizes local production. All of you who are here, are producing a product or you have a service to offer, and I tell you there is no bigger procurer than government. If that attitude, the support that the president has to support local enterprise filters through most of these ministries, departments and agencies, I can tell you in no time, these will be graduating to industry. Mosara make a minister. They will be Mosara Moka Tatora. We need a Zimbabwean story, a story where we are supporting people who are doing honest hard work. And we challenge them. I said on Monday, Minister, I will be giving the president a brief on how we are absorbing the 10 million US dollars that we were given. We have set up, I hope as SMEs you are participating, we have set up a committee with the Minister of Agriculture, which now will be spearheaded by permanent secretaries. In the past, it was spearheaded by deputy ministers. But now we hear that they're now saying they're in charge of the budget. This committee is looking at agro-value chains, and we've prioritized 15 agro-value chains, where we are looking at industrial supplies into the actual farming itself. Where are we getting our fertilizer? Where are we getting our implements, our tractors? Who is manufacturing those? If we are relying on imports, again, it's an area to focus on. When the farmer has produced, how do we make sure that there's greater value going to the farmer, but also more value is retained within country before it is exported? It can be tobacco, it can be cotton, it can be any product. So through that committee, we are working with stakeholders in those sectors to make sure that we deepen value addition. I spoke to the Minister of Mines again yesterday. We are setting a similar setup where permanent secretaries will coordinate in making sure that the mineral value addition again is given this laser focus to see how we can deepen, how we can create opportunities for small to medium enterprises. I'm not too sure if Zimplats are here or if they are represented. Minister, if you can take time to visit them, I know we deprived you that opportunity. They empowered young engineers to set up companies that are now providing engineering services to them. And they are now equipped to even provide these services to other mining companies. So these are the linkages where MSMEs can come in, empowered by big capital. We'll make sure they supply, and they are also given off-take agreements. And this is where we will see the growth, the rise and growth of MSMEs. So we speak about different agro-value chains here. I will not spend time. There's cotton to clothing, the textiles, the leather value chain. All these are meant to integrate, to close the gaps, to make sure that MSMEs are an integral part of these value chains. Minister, I have to conclude my presentation by looking at technology, quality standards, and the fourth industrial revolution. We cannot protect corporates that are taking advantage of consumers. We therefore need to make sure that we maintain high quality standards. We have Standards Association of Zimbabwe. I'm not too sure if they came here. Umkoi is there. You can see him. He will help us in making sure that our products meet international standards. It will make it easier for us to penetrate regional and global markets because our products will be meeting quality standards. We are here to serve you. We are here to make sure that this developing Zimbabwean story is felt beyond our borders. I mentioned yesterday that the data coming from 2025 indicates that the manufacturing sector is the biggest contributor to GDP at 18% almost. You will not find this anywhere in Africa. As I was Googling, I could only pick Eswatini because of their strong textile and sugar industry relative to their GDP. But to reach 18%, this we last heard around 1997. a developing story, and we are on our course to reach 20% because of these deliberate policies by government of ensuring that we mandate local value addition. And this is driven by SMEs. When we say manufacturing, people think we are talking of just big corporates. It is driven by SMEs, and we want to continue to unlock these opportunities to SMEs. We have 100 million ZIG Industrial Development Fund, and Minister, all of it went to SMEs. This is how serious we are about supporting SMEs in the manufacturing sector. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Let's give him another round of applause. You've allocated 100 million ZIG. We want more, Honorable Minister. Can we get even more than that? Because as you can see, the takers are here. We know that our two counterpart ministers will need to depart for another program, but they have graciously agreed, because of the importance of SMEs, we will have a very brief question and answer session, literally 5 minutes. So if anyone has a burning question, I've got some microphones. Kana pane mvunzo wamuda kuvunza matuma minister edu the ICT ne industry asati vaenda ndio mkana. I see a hand right there to the young lady, and for fairness, let me come this side. We'll take one from there and then one from a gentleman. Let's gender, there's a gentleman there. If we could quickly have those comments very quickly. Most introducer, but make your comments very brief and quick so that we can get them answered very quickly. Has the microphone come to you yet? Not yet. If we could get a microphone, or maybe if you could come here, if you could just come forward, and then you can use my microphone as the other one gets. There's a gentleman, sir.
Okay.
Okay, there we go.
Thank you.
Okay.
My name is Senzen Chigama from Sen Africa Investments. We do agro-processing. My question is, many SMEs are adding value into indigenous foods, agroecology, but struggles to access formal markets. What practical steps is the government taking to help small businesses like ours enter supermarkets, schools, hospitals, export markets, and just having markets where they can afford to sell their things? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Sir, if you could go ahead with your contribution.
Thank you very much. My name is Engineer Delight Makotose. I hail from the SMEs International Expo. Mine is not a question, it's actually a comment, and I noted a gap. I was really in sync with what the Minister of Industry, Mr. Ndlovu, said. The key thing that, the gap that I noted was we needed the Ministry of Skills Audit amongst us, in the sense that he spoke greatly about what Zimplants is doing. And by virtue of that, we have a lot of skills amongst us, but we need to have a proper database to say, okay, this person is skilled in this fashion, and how best can we enable them to ensure that the Zimbabwe that we want achieves the Vision 2030. I thank you.
Thank you very much. There's a young lady standing there. If I could give her if you could have the final question, and then we'll have another gentleman here in the front. Those will be our final questions because of time, but our Honorable Minister of SMEs will remain, as well as the Deputy Minister of Mines is also remaining, so we'll continue to interact with them. Go ahead, ma'am.
Thank you so much. My name is Amanda Munyoro from WIFE, Women in Farming and Entrepreneurship. We are working in between impact work, empowering women and youth, and also with a new mindset to say we have to be an SME because donor dependency is not the way to go. So we are trying to build a business which is self-sustaining and also doing impactful work, empowering women. I've been looking through the different ministries, actually the 3 of them, and looking for a part that is custom-made for social enterprise development with a view of growing from being young to then going all the way to industry and commerce, also integrating technology and everything. I've not seen that part. I really appreciate the support that we're actually getting from the Ministry of Women Affairs, Community and SME Development. But I'd really desire for space in all the industries and then something that then gets to be customized for people in that space so that we grow organizations which are doing development and being enterprising at the same time. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. My name is Kodam Tenda. I am the CEO of Mana Group Private Limited. At my company, we are the only manufacturer of car filters here in Zimbabwe, and we've been doing so since 2019. I have a question to the Honorable Minister of Industry and Commerce. Sir, our biggest challenge is that we don't get any preferential treatment for local suppliers against importers. Unlike in India, glad that Damstar is here as well. In India, you can never supply anything to the government that can be made locally. If you get this here in Zimbabwe, where anyone that makes anything in Zimbabwe, they're given preferential treatment, I promise that my company will rise from where we are right now to more than 1,000 employees within 3 years, if you buy from us. In Zimbabwe, I want to be supported in Zimbabwe. I've got the expertise, I've got the knowledge, but we don't have access to the market. And you've just mentioned that the government is the biggest customer in Zimbabwe. If the biggest customer in Zimbabwe is not buying from Zimbabweans, thank you, sir.
Fantastic. I will allow the 2 ministers, if I know some of the questions were direct to Ministry of Industry, I'll allow you to respond, and then maybe the Honorable, you can give us some concluding remarks before you depart.
Thank you very much. Let me thank those who managed to be identified. I could see many hands, but because of time, the few that were identified and have asked questions. If I didn't get the name correct, please forgive me. You were moving very fast also. I think the first one, I got the surname Chigama, if I got it correct. And you want to know how you can access formal markets. Let's rephrase and say how we can access markets. You know, we are trying to remove a certain tag that has been attached to SMEs, to say informal. You might be informal one way or the other, but we want to say what's more important is that you are micro, small and medium enterprise. And we have a duty, all of us, to make sure that you do comply with all the regulations. There are a number of government institutions that can assist in this regard. First is what we call Agricultural Marketing Authority. Mainly its focus is for farmers to access the markets for their produce, but they also do assist those who would have done agro-processing. We also have, you mentioned exports, we have got Zimtrade. I don't know if Zimtrade is here, if they are represented. I see a hand there. Can you please stand up if you are from Zimtrade? Are you from Zimtrade? There he is. So colleagues, those who have, who would want to get any information on how they can export their products, Zimtrade is the institution that we have. But more importantly, in the domestic market, I'll be able to interact. There are my officers here. Mr. Zinanga, where are you? From the Ministry of Industry. Wasara. Amen. Right. We do interact quite a lot with large retailers. So we'll be able to get your details and maybe create a way of linking you with large retailers. We will be more than happy to hear that your products are now in our supermarkets. So this is a commitment that we are making. please get in touch with the young man there and get his contacts. I couldn't agree more with Engineer Makotose on the importance of skills, and you should know how passionate the Minister of Skills Audit is. I'm sure it's because they are competing programs. They certainly would have been here. Maybe they are even represented here as a ministry. But skills are very important. We are a country that is endowed with great human capital, and we just need to channel it towards production. Amanda, I'll be lying if I understood the social enterprise development. Maybe Honorable Mswanga can respond to this one. I didn't quite get it. Kuda, let me give you a few examples. We've got a company that is manufacturing solar geysers in Zimbabwe. But because for quite some time they were not manufacturing solar geysers, and we were conscious of the energy consumption of geysers in our electricity, we said solar geysers can be imported duty-free. This company took time to come to government and say, but we are now manufacturing, but we are competing, we are paying duty on raw materials. And we said, but all it took was for you to inform police, because police sometimes lags behind innovation and initiatives. 2 days back, I visited a company that is manufacturing mining explosives. At one time, we wanted to promote or protect several chemicals who were manufacturing AN, ammonium nitrate. So we said, if you want to bring ammonium nitrate, you pay duty. Yet ammonium nitrate is a key raw material for the explosives. But the mining sector is growing. We say import explosives duty-free. Now you are bringing explosives duty-free, but to bring ammonium nitrate, you pay duty. Until they came to us, it is being addressed. We can only come up with policies to protect a car filter manufacturer if they have come forward and say, this is what we are doing. I'm hearing it for the first time. Maybe my team would have heard, then that's a disservice if they heard that and they have not done anything. What we are doing now is to make sure that we don't protect people to their demise. It has happened many times. We put certain products on import management for 10 years, and people come after 10 years wanting further protection, because we will not have sat down with them to set milestones. What would you have done in 2, in 3, in 5 years? Ultimately, we want those car filters to go to Zambia. So when we protect you for the 3 years for you to grow to 1,000 employees. Beyond that, we want to see you going into the region and beyond. Certainly, please, let's have this discussion offline, because it then becomes technical, what sort of support has to be done. But government policy is to make sure we support local production. That's what I want to hear. If everyone who speaks will be talking like him, I'll be here the whole day. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Honorable, if I could just ask you to hand the mic. I don't know if, Honorable Mayatera, you have any concluding remarks or just comments on those contributions that we've had, then we'll release you to take your leave.
Okay, thank you very much, MC. Yes, maybe I would respond to, of course, firstly to Engineer Makotose, to say, yes, the Ministry of Skills, we're working together in creating a database for the skill set we have in the country. We are assisting them as Minister of ICT in just making sure that we have got a place where they can store the data. So this we are doing through our National Data Center. So we're working together with them. They've already done that again, even for our diasporians. Right now, if we are actually working together with them in consolidating the skill set we have for people outside the country, to just find out how many people we have and what skills do we have and all that. So the Minister of Skills is working on that. I just thought I could, since we're working together, I just thought I could also avail that information to you. And then secondly, I thought I could also respond to Amanda on the social enterprise development. Of course, the Honorable Minister will also buttress that. As Minister of ICT, I think we have really spoken to some of the requests that you mentioned. Why? Because I feel we have addressed issues to do with digital inclusion. where we want to make sure that we establish, like I said before, the issue of the free Wi-Fi hotspots, the digital skills training, because when we come up with those policies or those programs, they are not specific to certain people, but we generalize them, and we also open the floor to make sure that everyone participates. So I would really like to say to you, yes, in terms of digital inclusion, as Minister of ICT, we've worked on that. And then again, AI, right now coming through, yes, is the new kid on the block. We believe that it's at the bottom of the pyramid, where we want to also make sure that every institution or every sector will embed AI in all their operations. Now we can speak about that by having maybe AI-powered crop advisory services or anything of that sort, to just mention a few. And again, we are also providing for financial inclusion. I'm sure you would really comprehend on that in terms of the mobile money and all that. And again, the digital centers being incubators to assist us in digital skills training. So I'm sure that's what I think. Just look into what we have done, but I think this also even relates to many other ministries, because our President, His Excellency, Dr. Mnangagwa, has been very clear that whatever policies that we come up with, we need to make sure that we don't leave anyone in any place behind. But above all, as I conclude, I really want to thank the Honorable Minister, Honorable Minister Mchangwa, for inviting us to this platform to come and meet with you. We are so grateful. Unfortunately, we have to rush to go to Parliament, but we really want to appreciate this opportunity. More interactions have to come, and I just hope that the SMEs, the MSMEs will be able to participate for the AI Grand Challenge and have these various ICT startups that they also have to also bring forth, so that we have a digital inclusion agenda together. Thank you.
But thank you, MC. I have taken over. I really want to thank you sincerely, Minister Mangaliso Dlovu, and also Minister Tatenda Mawetera. I know you're under intense pressure, but you can see the interest which was coming from the floor. Just to say thank you for the effort of trying to answer the Lady Chigama issues of struggling to access markets. And I'm happy that the Minister of Industry and Commerce nailed it, that they are the ones who are dealing with the corporate, the big supermarkets and all that, and this is important. This is why we actually came up with this idea of an Indaba for SMEs, cooperatives, which has brought everybody together. Corporate companies are here. Captains of industry will be here. They have also supported us. I think you heard that from the peers. So as I want to answer these things, I'll try to answer some of the things after allowing our two ministers to leave. Thank you very much, Honorable Mangaliso Dlovu, and we hope we can see you tomorrow, and Honorable Tatenda Mawetera. And thank you for that information. We'll continue working with you so that our SMEs will become stars. We want all these issues which have been raised to be dealt with. It cannot be just dealt with by our ministry. It's a whole government approach. And I want you to know that the Reserve Bank also of Zimbabwe is here. They will be talking to you about financial inclusion strategy, the importance of that, which has come out, the social enterprise development. And I just, before you go, please, ministers, take this initiative, beautiful magazine, this beautiful initiative, which SMEs and together with the ministry have come up with, and is talking about the new economy. Because of the importance of growing our SMEs, we need them to unlock capital for Zimbabwe's economy to grow. There is now the Zimbabwe Stock Exchange, which is going to be launched very soon, and that will allow small SMEs to access also finances on the capital market. So there's a lot of effort happening, and there are financial tips, procurement tips, and SMEs training. All that is what we'll be doing today and tomorrow. I thank you, and I want to allow you, the two ministers, to leave.